The entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, a city of champions. It's Friday night in the desert, presenting you women's college basketball. The number 7th ranked team in the nation, the Baylor Bears, versus the UNLV Lady Rebels. Welcome inside the Pavilion, a packed out house here, sold out crowd. Welcome inside. Wyatt, Touchet, and Whittaker, Lummus here on the call. An exciting game it is in here with both teams coming into tonight 2-0, coached by two head coaches, Lindy LaRocque and Nikki Collin, who have made it a constitutional right to win through their programs.
Yeah, absolutely. These two coaches are really involved with their program. We saw Lindy, coming over here to the band, getting them hyped up. And I want to talk about this crowd. This is the most students I've ever seen in the Cox Pavilion supporting our Lady Rebels. Going back to the coaches, Lindy LaRocque, a multiple-time winner of Coach of the Year for Mountain West. And on the other side, Nikki Collin was the 2018 WNBA Coach of the Year, decides to come back to Baylor. And boy, is she doing a great job. Do we have a matchup here in Vegas?
I mean, last time both these teams saw each other was a year ago in December. We'll go into more of that in just a moment. But let's take two stars on each side for both programs. Let's start with the Baylor Bears. Their point guard, the starter, who has been killing it from all three levels. The redshirt sophomore, Talia Scott, has scored 55 points in the first two games of the season. She has been absolutely lethal from all three levels. And then, of course, the All-American, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, the senior, has been absolutely phenomenal through this program. And on the other side, Aaliyah Alexander, the graduate student, last year had a great impact as a starter. This year, averaging 18 points so far through two games and is shooting nearly 40% from the field. And the reigning Mountain West Freshman of the Year and the sixth Player of the Year, who is now going to be the lead for this team, Meta Rowland, averaging a double-double with 17 points and 12 rebounds. Who do you like? What do you like about each of them, and what is so special about each one of them?
Yeah, Aaliyah Alexander is not your standard guard. Your standard guard will pass, they'll shoot a couple threes. She gets to the rack, and she is not afraid to take the heat in the post. As for Meta Rowland, she's 6'2", and a lot like Desiree Young that we saw a couple years ago. She's a very skilled player who could score in a number of ways and a prideful defender.
As we take a look at what happened a year ago in December, UNLV went on the road in Waco, Texas. They lost 71-64. A lot has happened since then. Both teams with just a handful of returners. So basically two new programs facing each other with great winning cultures, great championship pedigree. Come in here tonight for the Baylor Bears. What's the key to victory for them in order to get another win on the day?
For Baylor, it's their size. You got to play in the post. You have three players in their starting lineup that's over 6 feet tall. Compared to the Rebels, you have three players that's under or at 5'8". So it's going to be exploiting those matchups, getting in the post, and when they send the double kick out of the three and make this Rebel team run all over the court.
One of the biggest strong points for the UNLV Lady Rebels has been their defense. Defense wins championships. What's going to be their key to victory here tonight?
Like you said, defense and communication. This team is coming in at an undersized, a little bit of undersized team. As I mentioned, three players that are at or below 5'8". You got to communicate when you're doubling, when you're switching. This has got to be one of the best communication games for the Lady Rebels, and I'm sure that LaRocque is putting that message out there.
Tip-off is right around the corner. Let's take a look at some of the starting lineups here tonight between the number 7 Baylor Bears and the UNLV Lady Rebels. Starting for head coach Nikki Collin, number 0, Talia Scott, the redshirt sophomore. Number 2, Kirsten Johnson, the senior. Number 4, Jonathan Geitenbeek, the graduate student. Number 5, the All-American Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, the senior. And the senior, number 22, Bella Fauntleroy. And now for the Lady Rebels, starting under head coach Lindy LaRocque in her 6th season, the sophomore, number 0, Tegan Colvin, the graduate student from Akron State, Shelby Brown, number 3, number 10, the redshirt senior, Jasmine Lott, and as we mentioned the last two, Aaliyah Alexander and Meta Rowland, 25 and 32. It's going to be a good one. It's loud here inside the Pavilion, a sold-out crowd. And here comes tip-off. The Bears win it, and they will start on offense first.
We see the double there, first off.
Left side is Fauntleroy. Down low, working down low is Little Paige Bugs. Misses there, rebound rolling.
Great start for them, great communication, and forces the errant shot by the Bears there.
Colvin on the right wing. Over to Brown, looking for the dribble handoff to Alexander. Not going to go there. It's now Roland, kicks it out. Alexander left corner. Dribbling away back to Roland with 7 on the shot clock, driving right side. Backing down Bugs. Blocked by Bugs. Coleman with the rebound, tries to put it back up, unable to, and rebound by Fauntleroy.
Not the best offensive possession there for the Lady Rebels. I was fearing this, with that size. I think it's going to take them a little time to adjust, but LaRock and her assistant coaches sure will make the change, and hopefully we'll see something here on this one.
And a turnover there by Van Geitenbeek, trying to force something that wasn't there. So the first turnover of the night goes to the Bears. And UNLV has the ball rolling with 15 just inside the arc on the right elbow. Gets the ball to Alexander, 10 on the shot clock, takes the screen, left side, three-pointer up. No good off the back iron, and rebound there by Johnson.
It's going to be Alexander. She's only 5'8", going against a above 6-foot guard, so she's going to have to be really, really disciplined in this one.
Little Paige Bugs, a little floater there. No good. Rebound there by Brown.
I just can't hit the bottom of the bucket for her.
Brown driving, kicks it out, rolling, wide open for 3. No good, just off the mark.
Seems to be a top on the rim. No team can hit either shot. Let's see what the Bears do on this one.
The Lady Rebels have struggled from beyond the arc this season, only shooting 18% from 3. They're looking to turn that around here tonight. Going one-on-one, Low Paige Bugs loses the ball. Brown with the steal. 2-on-1 opportunity. Colvin left side and turns the ball over, intended for Brown, and it's Baylor ball.
That was their chance to set the tone. Gets the steal, gets it to Teagan. Teagan tries to go with the bounce pass back. You just got to be kind of, I wouldn't say more connected, but just on a better basis. You got to understand every possession counts in this one.
Just under 8 minutes to go here. 2 minutes have passed, and it's still scoreless here in the first quarter. Down low, Fauntleroy unable to get it, but Scott does retain it. 17 on the shot clock. Scott pulls it from 3. No good. Rebound rolling. And an offensive foul call on Little Paige Bugs, her first personal.
Prior to this, I was going to say that the refs are letting them play. They know it's going to be a physical one. UNLV's defense and Baylor's offense, you kind of immovable force, that kind of thing. So we'll see what the Rebels do here.
Colvin bringing the ball up for the Lady Rebels. 20 on the shot clock. Gets it to Brown at the top of the key. Backing down. Pump fake, step through, off the glass and in, left side. And the Lady Rebels strike first.
Yeah, just a bag work there. Gets the man up in the air and just off the glass. Good play from them.
Great defensive pressure by Colvin. Finds Little Paige Bug driving, and she's fouled as she drives. And the foul's going to be on Jasmine Lott, her first personal.
Teagan right there at the right elbow. Didn't realize her man was going the other way. That's fine. I'd rather her earn it at the free throw line than get an easy 2.
So the senior on her career has shot 71.3% from the free throw line. And she's taking her first trip here tonight.
She was actually the 2023 Big 12 Freshman of the Year. And guess what? It was a unanimous decision. Isn't that crazy?
And she misses her first free throw here. Crowded here inside the pavilion, roaring. We see the sea of red. Splits the pair at the trip to the line. Scores 2-1 with 7:09 remaining here in the first quarter. Roland bringing the ball up for the Lady Rebels. Driving right side, spinning. Right-handed shot, no good. Rebound, Little Paige Bug.
Would have liked to see a little bit more ball movement there, get them scrambling, but we reset, we play defense now.
Van Geitenbeek guarded by Colvin. Now over to Fauntleroy, and it's going to be a three-pointer, no good, attempted there by Fauntleroy.
Almost loses it there. Don't scare me now, Roland.
Score still 2-1, 6:35 remaining in the first. Alexander on the right wing swings it over to Brown. Backdoor pass, Colvin unable to connect and out of bounds.
That's the second bounce pass that's led to a turnover. I'm starting to think that, like Josh Pastor says, the open man is the go-to man, but when you have to bounce it in between two defenders, maybe you should better off a chest pass to another person.
It's very evident both teams are feeling the energy and the magnitude of this game. Backdoor to Little Page Bugs, scoring 3 on the night so far. Baylor gets their first lead, 3-2 here with 6:10 to go.
I was going to say a little too easy, but when you're that good as an All-American, that's you. That's not the game plan. That's all her right there in her skill.
Roland gets out to Colvin. She pump fakes, drives left side, guarded by Scott. Ball ripped loose, but it's going to stay here with UNLV. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
I like the aggressiveness. She was going to go in there at a small 5'7" against all these big 6-foot-plus players, and so I love the aggressiveness from Colvin. We saw the defensive play from her, got the foul, but love it from her so far.
Coming into the game is the senior transfer from Alcorn State, Destiny Brown, coming in for Shelby Brown. Lot. Entry pass to Alexander. Right wing, 7 on the shot clock. Not a lot of time. Has to work. Right side driving. Up and under, no good. Brown tries to put it up, but it's going to be a shot clock violation, and the Bears will take over.
When your main thing you do is defense, it's going to be a little hard to obviously score on the offensive side. I want to see more ball movement for the Lady Rebels and see Alexander kind of swinging that rock all around the horn.
Little Page Bugs, guarded by Roland. 5-foot jumper, no good. Rebound Roland. She's going the other way, coast to coast. Going to dribble handoff to Alexander on the right wing. Now Brown at the top, driving left side. Contact, nothing called. Roland kicks it out. Alexander for 3. Buries it.
Yeah, Alexander. If that's not a shot to get the crowd going, as they wave the rally towels here at the Pavilion, I don't know what is.
UNLV leads 5-3 with 5 minutes to go. And an offensive foul call on Little Page Bugs. That's her second personal, and 2 fouls in the first quarter. And coming into the game is Mariah Elohim, the transfer from Fresno State. Coming out is Tegan Colvin.
This might have been the best start for UNLV. You get the lead early, you set the tone. Tegan Colvin's being aggressive, and their star player already has 2 personal fouls early into this game. Great start.
Marcella Johnson coming in, the true freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, coming in for Little Page Bugs. Lot fouled on the jumper, and it's going to go against Van Geitenbeek. That's her first personal.
Yeah, she's from Greenwood Village, Colorado, and funny enough, my dad grew up there, and so very familiar with the area and very familiar with Jana's game.
Absolutely. When we come back, more free throws from Lot. Don't go anywhere. UNLV leads 5-3, 4:51 remaining here on Rebel Sports Net. Welcome inside the Pavilion. Wyatt, Touchet, Whittaker, Lummus. Baylor Bears on the road, the 7th-ranked team in the nation. They trail 5-3 to the UNLV Lady Rebels. This game has been exciting so far. A packed house, sold-out crowd, and the energy is being felt by both sides so far.
Yeah, I think Baylor, I wouldn't say it's genuinely UNLV's defense that's really making the difference here. They're 1 for 6, only shooting 17%. I think that they're just having a little bit of a shooting slump right now. So for UNLV, it's really going to come down to when Baylor's on, can they match their points and continue to play stellar defense?
Taking a look at the free throw line is going to be Jasmine Lott. She has been perfect 12 for 12 this season so far. And in the game for the Baylor Bears is not Little Paige Bugs. She's got her second personal in the first quarter, so she is in foul trouble. How important is that going to be for the Lady Rebels to capitalize while she is out of the game?
I mean, absolutely. She's only 6'1", but she's a senior. She has a lot of experience. She kind of commands the floor at that forward position. I know we're used to guards being the ones that control the pace, but she's the one that controls the pace right here. All-American, as I mentioned, 2023 Big 12 Freshman of the Year unanimously. So this is going to be huge for the Lady Rebels. And if they want to stay in this game, they have to capitalize right here.
This is a 6th all-time meeting between these two teams. UNLV leads the all-time series 4-1. UNLV lost their first game against Baylor in December of last year when Dariana Little Paige Bugs put up 21 points and 20 rebounds, so a 2020 game, and she was absolutely on fire. She sits now with foul trouble in 2 fouls so far with 5 minutes down here in the first quarter. Now at the line shooting 2 free throws is Jasmine Lott. Her first trip to the line here tonight. Lott's first free throw up and good. Swishes that one. 13-13 on the season through 3 games.
Her mom actually played basketball for the Texas Longhorns, so that basketball blood is right in her as she hits that one again.
As she makes both of them, UNLV leads 7-3. Lott redshirted all of last season due to an injury the year before, and she's able to make a great impact here so far. 2-3 zone here from the defense of UNLV. Van Guyenbeek over to Scott. Back over to Van Guyenbeek. Fauntleroy kicks it out to Johnson, who came in for Little Paige Bugs, and she makes her first bucket here from a 15-foot jumper.
Yeah, I think that was tougher than she needed to make it be. That was on the run, pulling up from the left short corner, but it went in, so who am I to judge?
Lott from the left side. No good, just a little strong. Rebound there by Johnson. In the game for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Rowland. And for the Bears, Scott, Van Guyenbeek, Abraham, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. Scott from 3, no good. And it's out of bounds. And it's going to be UNLV ball.
A little confused why she didn't try to save that one. That was Bella Fauntleroy. She kind of just, I feel like, grabbed the ball. She was in bounds and just kind of gave up on the play. I don't know if it was called a foul, but UNLV going the other way.
Seemed like she thought that it might have been tipped by UNLV, but nonetheless it is Lady Rebel ball. Alexander over to Leo on the left side, who just checks into the game. Destiny Brown at the top of the key. Over to Alexander, driving right side, guarded by Johnson. Bumped and steps back out beyond the arc. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rowland looking for that dribble handoff to Elohim. Elohim left side. 4 on the shot clock. Pump fakes. Rowland for 3. No good, air balls it, and it's a shot clock violation. 3:24 remains here in the first quarter, and UNLV leads 7-5. And here comes that full court press from UNLV.
I think that was actually kind of good for the Rebels. You know, you get the air ball, you have to force up a late shot, but the shot clock violation, so you don't go off that air ball. It's a new possession. You can regain yourself and try to defend them here.
And a great defensive stand by the Bears early in this game. 3:15 in the first quarter. UNLV leads 7-5. Fauntleroy at the nail, kicks it out. Scott for 3. Buries it.
Yeah, we're playing zone, not man-to-man, so there's going to be gaps, and they just find one there, so Baylor takes the lead.
Scott has scored 55 points in just the first 2 games of this season, and she gets 3 here early. Blocked there on the left side by Abraham. Leo tries to get a shot up, but is denied.
And that goes back to their size. Leo gets one in the air, thinks she has a shot, but that big, lanky arms of Bella Fauntleroy comes in and sends that one into the courtside seats.
Jasmine Lott comes in for Mariah Elohim. Fauntleroy comes out, and Johnson comes in. Now Alexander over to Roland at the top of the key. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Ripping through to the right side, guarded by Johnson. Fader, and it's good. UNLV takes the lead again, 9-8 now, 2:37 remain.
That's just beautiful basketball. And if I'm Coach LaRock, you pass the ball, you get the best shot I think you're probably gonna get, and that's beautiful basketball. They want to play this way throughout the game.
Van Guyt Beacon down low to Abraham off the roll, and it's in. Back and forth here late down the stretch in the first quarter. 10-9, 2:10 to go here in the first. Rolling at the top of the key, looking for that dribble handoff once again. Now to Lott. Brown. Now to Leo. Right side, 13 on the shot clock. Leo guarded by Scott. Smothered down low to Brown. Backdoor pass, open. Lott off the glass and in.
Yeah, they just they collapse on the shooter down there in the low block, and then you just get someone streaking in, an easy pass, easy floater.
Scott cooking. Crossover, step back, no good, just off the front. And rebound there by Destiny Brown.
That was a little technical move right there. I didn't know she had that in her bag.
Alexander now to Brown. Less than 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. UNLV leads 11-10. Leo driving and is fouled on the ground by Talia Scott, and that's her first personal.
Yeah, the girl from Orange Park, Florida, was at Auburn before this in the 2024 SEC all-freshman team, so she's also a high-caliber player.
Tegan Colvin and Shelby Brown comes in for Destiny Brown and Aaliyah Alexander. First time Alexander gets a rest here tonight. 1:21 remains here in the first quarter. UNLV leads 11-10. The Baylor Bears are ranked 7th in the nation. Both teams coming in 2-0. Someone's O has to go here tonight. 20 seconds on the shot clock, awaiting the referees to start this inbound. And it will be Destiny Leo who will be doing so.
There's a little debacle there. So while we have this break, Yuten Deng just checked into the game. First player in China to average double digits, men or women.
Colvin on the left elbow, over to Leo. Three-pointer, but an offensive foul call on Brown. And that's going to be her first, and it's Baylor ball.
When you have the lead and you're the underdog, you simply cannot afford to make as many mistakes as the other team. It's simple as that. They have the respect, and yeah, ball going the other way, Baylor basketball.
Van Guytenbeek bringing the ball up, guarded by Colvin. Now over to Abraham. Dang on the left side, kicks it out. Abraham looking. Van Guytenbeek for three, right side. No good, but an offensive foul called on Abraham, and that's going to be her first personal.
Yeah, but I believe we play on.
Now Colvin with less than a minute to go, over to Lott at the top of the key, off the screen from Roland, going right side, driving past Dang, hit, but no foul call, and makes the layup. They lead by 3.
That was definitely an earned bucket. Dang was right on there and got her hands up in time. Just a better offense there.
Abraham at the top of the key, looking for Johnson to the left side. Now Johnson for 3, buries it, tied game at 13.
Yeah, you'd think at 6'4", she wouldn't be able to pull it from that range, but she proves the fans here at Cox wrong, and then we play on.
Kirsten Johnson with her first bucket of the night comes from behind the arc to tie this game at 13. Lott with 5 seconds to cook. A travel call as she tries to get rid of it to Roland, who buries the 3 after the whistle, and that's a costly turnover. 4 seconds remain here in the first quarter.
They're going to have to go fast if they want some points here.
Beek loses the ball, but it goes out of bounds, and it will remain Baylor ball with 1.1 left on the game clock.
We'll see what they draw up here. Dang, I know is a good shooter, so let's see if they get the ball to her.
And they go down to her, but it's stolen by Roland at the end of the first quarter. Tied at 13. Don't go anywhere. More action here on Rebel Sports Net. Welcome back here inside the Pavilion. Wyatt, Touchet, and Whittaker Lummus here for the start of the second quarter. You're listening to UNLV Lady Rebels basketball on Rebel Sports Net. Tied at 13, 10 minutes down. The Baylor Bears have been shooting more effectively from the field, 42% as a team. But when those misses have come, the Lady Rebels have been out-rebounding Baylor 11-5.
Yeah, I feel like Baylor's taking more of the easy shot, getting the ball into the post more, finding the open man, and that's why you see that percentage dip. Although it's a tie game, so this one could turn out to be an interesting one.
On the court for UNLV, Colvin, Shelby Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Roland. And for Baylor, Scott, Kirsten Johnson, Dang, Johnson, Fauntleroy. And it's Kirsten Johnson who sends that one flying. And those are the starters on the court right now.
Like the idea, she just loses the dribble and gives Baylor enough time to recover.
Brown rejected, 9 on the shot clock, gets the entry pass, pump fakes, right side and in, over Dang.
Put her in the spin cycle. She's spamming B on the controller.
UNLV leads 15-13 here early in the second quarter. Markayla Johnson to Dang, floater, no good. Rebound Fauntleroy, no good. Rebound by Shelby Brown.
Yeah, Dang just can't hit. Good rebound by Fauntleroy, but better defense by the Rebels.
Through 11 minutes of play, we've already had 6 lead changes. Brown spinning and fouled on the ground by Fauntleroy. That's going to be her first personal, and that's going to be against Baylor.
Yeah, I think she was trying to fall for the hesitation. They give her one quick jab and then went. She's trying to stay with him but not foul him, and that's a hard task to do given the rules of modern basketball today.
Mariah Elheim coming in for the Lady Rebels. Coming out is Jasmine Lott. Colvin, the entry pass to Brown, tipped up in the air by Fauntleroy, but recovered by Brown. And it's to be UNLV ball, driving right side, takes it back, and it's an offensive foul on Brown because she was saying her right arm extended, but this crowd does not agree.
Yeah, Fauntleroy was on the three, like not slapping the ground, but she was in that low stance, and that's exactly what you teach players to do. Great defense and great mindset from Fauntleroy right there.
Scott now guarded by Colvin, driving left side, has the step, left-handed shot, no good. Rebound Johnson, she puts it up and in. It's tied again at 15.
Yep.
Go-ahead pass, Alexander for 3, just short. Brown tries to get the rebound, but it falls to the hands of Scott in transition.
You gotta hit those.
Scott drives right side, off the glass and in, just past Colvin.
You gotta hit those because now Baylor has life. It was tied, and now they think they could run all over you.
Rolling at the top of the key, driving left side, guarded by Johnson. Goes up, blocked. And it's rebound by Markayla Johnson, left side, up, no good, and rebound by Roland.
Yeah, Meta Roland's just getting it makes sense. These are some of the best centers, best forwards that have lanky size in the country. This scoring's gonna have to come from open shots.
And the move there by Roland with the jab step, reverses it on the right side to tie it back up at 17.
Yeah, open shot. She was open, makes the defender hesitate, and kills it right there.
The left side is Scott. Takes the lead right back. It's 19-17, 7:25 to go.
She's did the same thing.
So now Alexander looking down low to Brown, kicks it out to Roland above the arc, near the logo. Passes it over to Elohim on the left wing, drives, blows by Scott, blocked by Johnson, going the other way. Dang, does not have numbers, but will force it and makes it count, capitalizes off the turnover.
On the Lady Rebels position there, she ignores the screen, instead goes left, and Baylor is a smart basketball team. They're going to bring the help down in that low block, and she just gets swatted.
Baylor with their biggest lead, 21-17. Another block here. This time Talia Scott rebounds it in transition, one-on-one. Euro stepping. Oh my goodness. And it falls in.
That was a nice move The Lady Rebels are trying to play deep in the post, a little isolation basketball, and they weren't doing this when they got the lead. I think they need to get back to what works.
And you're now seeing defensive pressure. Brown down low, asserts her dominance, and gets a bucket over Scott.
When you have a one-on-one like that, that's fine to go in the post, but my problem is when you're bringing the ball up, you're passing 1 or 2 times, getting it back, and then going immediately into the post to 3 or 4 defenders.
Scott driving left side, foul called on Colvin. That's going to be her first personal, and head coach Lindy LaRock is not liking that call.
Yeah, Tegan Coleman, it's not exactly early into this game, so I'm okay with her picking up that first one. I think she's probably going to get substituted. She's been out there a while. She's a sophomore. She needs to get adjusted to the flow of the game a little more, so not the best foul in the world, but I'll take it.
Colvin and Shelby Brown come out of this game. Scott to the free throw line, makes her first. This is her first trip to the line today. On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Destiny Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Roland. And for Baylor, Scott, Van Guydenbeek, Abraham, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. Scott makes both. And so Baylor leads 25-19 with 6:08 remaining in the first half. Coming in for Johnson is Pemberton. Brown on the left elbow. Looking for the handoff. Nothing there. Now to Lott. Driving right side. Denied. Another block by the Bears. This time it's Abraham.
It's a block party here at the Pavilion, and unfortunately it's not the Rebels. I feel like the Rebels' style of play is just in isolation, but when you go against a team that's way bigger than you and has way longer arms, that's just not going to work.
7 blocks here tonight. The Bears average about 5.5, and they have 7 here in the first half. Foul called as the shot goes up by Alexander, but it's going to be off the ball. And it's going to be fouled on Pemberton, her first personal.
Her first, team second.
20 seconds on the shot clock. 5:44 remains here in the second quarter. UNLV trails by 6. Entry pass to Lott at the top of the key, guarded by Scott. Left side, pulls it back. Now on the baseline after losing the ball. Elohim, left wing. Roll on top of the key, down low, deflected by Abraham, stolen by Van Guytenbeek in transition. 5.5 to go here in the half. Pulls it back, now driving, loses the ball, and it's going to be a travel. Going a little too fast there is Van Guytenbeek.
The Rebels were out rebounding Baylor early into this game, and that's because they were shooting threes. They were getting second chance points, but when you're in the post, it's very easy if you miss for the other team to get the rebound.
Elohim to Lott. Now Lott to Roland on the left wing, guarded by Fauntleroy. Brown at the top of the key. Sets the screen now for Alexander. She goes left side, pulls the 3, no good. Rebound Lott. She's pushed out of bounds, but they're not going to call it, and it's Baylor ball.
Good effort right there. Goes back to the point I was talking about. Leila Alexander shoots the 3, and they almost get the second chance points. At that point, with a second chance, you could go in the post, but I don't really like going in the post 1-on-2, 1-on-1,
Erica Collins,
especially in this game.
Erica Collins coming into the game. She's the longest tenured Lady Rebel. She's a senior this year, coming in for Destiny Brown. Now Scott off the left elbow. No good, catch and shoot. Foul called on Abraham. That's going to be her second personal. Trying to fight for the rebound against Roland.
Yeah, she comes off the play. That was specifically designed for her. Just can't hit from the left elbow. You just got to shake that one off, go to the next play.
And with that, quick timeout on the floor. Don't go anywhere. 25-19, 4:42 remains here on Rebel Sports Net.
All right.
Welcome back here inside the Pavilion. Wyatt, Touchet, and Whittaker, Lummus. 4:42 remains in the half, and Baylor leads 25-19. They've made 5 of their last 7 field goal attempts, and they have been able to go on a run and maintain the lead so far here in the second quarter.
Yeah, as you mentioned, their efficiency has risen this game, and I think the real key for this team is UNLV is trying to put the ball in the post, and Baylor's saying no. I believe you said 7 blocks. That is ridiculous for their first half, and that just shows how big this team is, how long their arms are, and what their mindset is going into this game.
Fresh out of the break, on the court for UNLV is Elohim, Lott, Alexander, Collins, and Rowland. And for Baylor, Johnson, Van Guytenbeek, Pemberton, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. On the right wing is Alexander driving, kicks it out. Lott, wide open left corner. No good. Collins with the rebound. Lott drives off the glass and in. Cuts the lead to 4.
Love it. Ball movement, second chance points, and you find the open man.
Van Guytenbeek on the left side. Pemberton now over to Markayla Johnson, the true freshman, from the right elbow. No good. Rebound Rowland.
That was one of the easiest shots she's going to get tonight. Wide open all the way at the right elbow.
Bigger lineup here for UNLV. Elohim off the screen to Rowland. And Baylor in that 2-3. Step back 3. No good. Alexander. Rebound Markayla Johnson. And she gives it to Van Guytenbeek.
You're going to miss some. You're going to make some. That's the game of basketball. That, unfortunately, was a miss.
Johnson over to Van Guytenbeek. Back to Johnson. Down low. Attempted pass to Fauntleroy. 2 Lady Rebels there. And a foul call on UNLV.
Yeah, they want to stack the box. Make sure that this tall Baylor team, I don't know how many times I've already said about their length, but if you didn't know, this team is very tall, so UNLV stacks the box right there, but it'll still be Baylor ball.
Foul's going to be called on Meadow Rowland. Her first personal. Destiny Leo comes in for Mariah Elohim, the graduate student from Cleveland State, the sharpshooter. Inbounding the pass. Ripped away is Lott going the other direction. A turnover there for Baylor. 3-on-2. Rowland pump fakes, driving, loses the ball, gets it, puts it back up. Fader is good.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs, and that is definitely a play that gets one started. They need it right here.
Van Guytenbeek from the right side, no good from beyond the arc. Rebound Collins, and it's a 2-score game with 3 minutes to go here in the half.
Watch out, because the crowd's going to kill you here if the UNLV goes on a run.
Law on the left wing, looking down low to Collins, kicks it out. Leo losing the ball. Defense by Markayla Johnson, and they dive on it for a jump ball, and it's in favor of Baylor.
This is why good teams stay good, because even though they come into UNLV's house, they're not ranked, they're still diving on the floor for the ball, and that's why this team is ranked 7th in the nation, and they upset Duke early in this season.
Talia Scott, the sophomore transfer from Auburn, comes in the game for Pemberton. Redshirt sophomore so far has 11 points on the night. Bringing the ball up with 2:45 to go. Left side driving, guarded by 2. Kicks it out wide open. Fauntleroy buries it. Splashes that one away to extend the lead to 5.
Good find by Scott. That's that point guard mentality, finding the open man, and a good hit from 3 for the Bears.
Leo down low to Rowland. Wide open Collins. Layup. It's good. Rolls around. Almost went out, but it sticks in there. And it's a 3-point game.
That got my heart beating a little right there. I thought she was going to miss her.
Van Guytenbeek tries to find the pass to Scott, but it's deflected out of bounds by Lott. And with 21 seconds remaining on the shot clock, 2:08 on the game clock, Baylor still has possession, sideline out. Van Guytenbeek over to Johnson. Back. Now over to Scott. Looking down low. Fauntleroy. Tip pass. Almost lost it there. Johnson driving left side. Guarded by Rowland. 10-footer. No good. Rowland in transition. Looking to go coast to coast. Now
Great
gives
concept.
it up. Alexander backing down. Fader with contact is good. And it's a 1-point game.
Great concept of 2-3 right there. Baylor is refusing to shoot the ball. They want to get the ball in the post. They want to get their guards down and dirty, and UNLV is having none of it.
2-3 zone here from UNLV's defense. One score game, 28-27. Less than a minute 30 to go. Johnson from the left wing, no good. Rebound, Johnson, she puts it up. Kirsten now has 7 on the night.
That was an impressive shot. Got the rebound over the girl and then just puts it up. She can't get fully in her jump shot, so she has to put it up above her head. That was a really impressive shot, and I'm kind of surprised it went in.
Naturally taller than Destiny Leo. No foul there. Alexander across the middle, no good. Rebound, Kirsten Johnson.
Swing the rock. You just can't give up that possession right there, especially in this close game.
Scott in transition, spinning, loses the ball to Lott. Now here, Alexander left side, back to Lott. 43 seconds on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Rolling, 10-footer, no good. Rebound there by Johnson.
In the low block, can't hit. That's going to come back to bite them.
30 seconds on the game clock, 8 seconds separates it between the shot clock. Baylor leads 30-27. Scott's holding it for the final shot of this possession. Guarded by Lott. Driving, now switch, rolling, kick out. Johnson for 3, no good. 2 Lady Rebels fighting for the rebound. That was Leo and Collins, and they yell at each other as it's tipped out of bounds by UNLV, so it's Baylor ball.
That's the connection I talked about in the pregame. You got to be on the same page. This Baylor team is very hard to beat, and when they're letting you in this game, they're only down by 3. You got to be on the same page with your teammates.
Colvin comes in for Leo. 11 seconds on the game clock. No shot clock here. Scott left side, guarded by Colvin. High screen from Johnson. 4. Step back 3 from Scott. Deep, no good. And we're going to go to halftime, 30-27. Baylor barely holding on to that lead down the stretch there.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, that came back to bite them. If they didn't push the rebound out of bounds, UNLV would have the chance to go into the half going with a score. Instead, they gave Baylor 2 possessions. They hold on, but not a strong way to end the half at all.
Score is 30-27. The leading scorer for the Baylor Bears, Talia Scott, 11 points, 4 of 10 from the field, only 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, and 2 free throws as well. And for the Lady Rebels, Jasmine Lott with 8 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the line. Don't go anywhere. It's the halftime break. We have more action for the second half here on Rebel Sports Net. Welcome back here in Las Vegas, the Desert, Friday night women's college basketball. The number 7th ranked Baylor Bears lead 30-27 at the end of first 2 quarters. Fresh out of the halftime break, Wyatt, Touchet, Whittaker, Lummus here on the call on Rebel Sports Net. And a shocking display. They're up by 3 without their best player playing a majority of the first half. Little Paige Bugs had 2 personal fouls in the first quarter, and she sat out the rest of the way. She only got 5 minutes of play. How impactful was her lack of presence in that first half?
Well, normally I feel like it'd be super impactful. That's the difference between being up 5 and down 7. But here, Baylor's defense has been so good that it's not as a big of an impact as you would think. They're up by 3, and they have 7 blocks on the way, as long as 6 fast break points. So the blocks to fast break points is really involved in this game. And can we just talk about this crowd right now? I can't see an open seat as the fans are waving their rally towels.
Second half is about to start. With that being said, we have 20 more minutes of ball to be played. What's going to be the difference down the stretch, and who's going to win this ball game?
I think the difference is how efficient UNLV is going to be, and if Baylor can keep that defensive intensity up. As I mentioned, they have fast break points, and they have the lead in blocks. UNLV has 0 blocks right now, but they're still making a defensive impact. It just doesn't show up in the box score. So the key for Baylor is keep doing what you're doing. Little Paige Bugs is going to be coming back, feed her the ball, get her going, and I think UNLV, the key for them is pass it out to the 3 and pass it to the open man.
And with that, the second half is now starting. On the court for Baylor is going to be Scott Van Geyenbeek, Fauntleroy, Little Paige Bugs, and Johnson. And on the court for UNLV, Colvin, Brown, Alexander, Rowland, and Lott. 30-27, 1 half down, 1 to go. A possible upset here could be brewing for UNLV. They tied at the end of the first quarter. They trail by 3 here to start the third, and UNLV will have the first possession to begin the second half. Alexander bringing the ball up, guarded by Little Paige Bugs at the top of the key. Texas set up here, right elbow is Alexander. Brown. Pass to Alexander for 3, no good. Rebound there by Fauntleroy.
Trying to start it out early. The 3-point barrage is going to be what the Rebels need if they want to not only keep in this game, but potentially upset them.
Van Geyenbeek down low to Little Paige Bugs. Overshot there off the backboard, and rebound by Colvin.
Great start.
Colvin in transition. Looking to pass, gets it to Rowland at the top of the key. Guarded by Johnson, driving right side. Kick out Alexander. Brings it back towards the middle. Now it's Brown. Crossover, left side, off the glass. Offensive foul. She made the bucket, but the referee said it was an offensive charge.
I think Baylor went into halftime thinking, hey, Little Paige Bugs is a little bit in foul trouble. 2 fouls in the first quarter. How about we flip it on the other side? We're going to be more patient in the post. That could lead to less blocks, but hey, if they win, who's going to care?
That's Shelby Brown, 3rd personal, so she's going to sit down, and coming in for her is Destiny Brown. They're currently sweeping up that wet spot under the hoop. So it's Baylor ball. They lead 30-27. No score here through 50 seconds of play here in the third quarter.
Absolutely. Let's see what Baylor can do here.
Colvin picks up Van Geyenbeek, 94 feet. And now Scott at the top of the key, guarded by Lott. Fauntleroy from the left elbow, no good. Rebound Brown.
Yeah, open, just can't hit the shot. UNLV Rebels ball, set the tone right here.
Rolling at the top of the key, looking for the handoff. Lott cuts. Brown now, guarded by Johnson. Down low, Lott, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Little Paige Bugs.
That was a really tough shot, coming off that screen and turning around to hit it. Misses it.
Van Geyenbeek tries to pass, loses it, kicks it out to Scott, buries it from deep, splash.
That was a deep three for the Baylor Bears to go up 6. That just, I feel like, set the tone for the quarter.
Scott has 14 tonight. Colvin picks up her dribble, looking for Roll, and now gets it to her on the left baseline, guarded by Fauntleroy. Scott looking to double, kicks it out. Colvin for 3. No good off the back iron. Rebound, Little Page Bugs.
Yeah, they don't want to give Roland the time of day in the post, so they bring a little double there, and she just can't hit, or Colvin.
Little Page Bugs from the right elbow, sinks it. She now has 5, her first bucket in this half.
You don't want to get her started, or this game might get out of hand quick.
Baylor leads by 8 with 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. UNLV slows it down. Bad entry pass from Colvin to Lott. A turnover there. Van Geitenbeek with the push-off, no foul call, kicks it out. Scott, guarded by Alexander. Left baseline, trying to turn the corner, unable to. Alexander right in front of her. Johnson now back out to Van Geitenbeek at the logo. Takes the screen from Little Page Bugs. Looking. Mismatch here, guarded by Colvin. Pump fakes, driving right side. Little Page Bug fader. No good. Fighting for the rebound is Brown and Johnson. And it's a jump ball. Favor is for Baylor.
I talked to you before the game about Tegan Colvin being the one to set this tone for the UNLV team, and they're on the mismatch. Little Page Bugs, she's 5'7". Little Page Bugs is 6'1". That is a steep height difference, but does a good job on defense right there.
Mariah Elohim checks in for Jasmine Lott. 15 on the shot clock here. Fauntleroy from deep, no good. Rebound Brown.
And she's boxing out Little Page Bugs. I thought they were going to switch it off.
Colvin driving left side, guarded by Scott. Foul and 1! It counts on the left side and catches the chin of Scott. And Colvin gets her first bucket and her first trip to the line here tonight.
This is what great players do. They don't care about their head. They don't care about their weight. They don't even care about their skill level. She's guarding the best player on Baylor. She's a 5-6 inch difference on her, and she's not only defending her, she's boxing her out, going to the other side and getting the N1 opportunity.
71% from the line, misses that one to convert the N1. Scores 35-29. Baylor leads by 6 with 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. 2-3 zone. Van Geitenbeek recovers, almost loses the ball. Shot no good. Rebound by Brown.
Great defense by the Rebels.
That 2-3 zone is coming in clutch down low for the Lady Rebels. Colvin on the opposite side. Down low, Destiny Brown posting up, fouled on the shot by Fauntleroy. That's her second personal, and Brown's going to go to the line and shoot 2 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, UNLV not wanting to go, I thought they were going to go more 3-centric, and in those first couple minutes, it looked like they were, but they're going to go back to their identity, and that's low in the post, one-on-one, and that's where at their best.
In her collegiate career, she shot 66.5% from the line. Her first free throw, no good. This is her only second and third free throw of the season, and she is 0 for 2 through 3 games so far. Her second free throw up and no good, just off the left side. Ball loose and officially recovered by Fauntleroy, and it's Baylor ball.
Her size is going to be crucial there, standing at 6'4". UNLV needs her.
Scott at the logo, guarded by Elohim. Now Little Page Bugs to Fauntleroy, gives the screen. Johnson on the right side. Now Van Geitenbeek looking to shoot, drives, kicks it out. Little Page Bugs with the travel and a turnover there by Baylor offense.
This defense by UNLV has been so, I wouldn't say so good, but it's been better than I expected. I thought, coming in, Baylor's going to dominate with size, but the girls like Tegan Colvin and Meta Rollin that are setting the tone, and that's why UNLV is in this game.
35-29, 5:50 to go here in the third. Colvin to the right side, guarded by Scott. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Looking up, deflected and stolen by Johnson in transition. She's going to pull it back, give it to Scott, who's above the arc on the left side.
Just an inexperienced mistake right there. Just
Van Geitenbeek
do that.
Down low to Little Page Bugs. Loose ball. Stolen there by Roland in transition. 3-on-2. skips it ahead to Alexander, to Elohim, left wing, splash! And it's going crazy here inside the Pavilion.
Don't let the Lady Rebels get into this one, because when they're hungry, this crowd gets even more hyped.
And that's Elohim's first bucket of the night. Turnover there by Van Geigenbeek. And the crowd here at the Pavilion is getting on their feet and getting loud for their Lady Rebs.
Like I said, after that turnover, I can barely hear you talk. That's how loud it is in here. Probably one of the best crowds I've seen for a UNLV sporting event, period.
Elohim has only shot 25% for three, but she's 1 for 1 here tonight. It's a 3-score game, 35-32, with 5 minutes to go here in the third. Elohim left side, pump fakes, now to Roland on the left wing. Guarded by Fauntleroy, driving, and fouled on the take, and she's gonna go line and shoot two. That's Fauntleroy's third foul, and she's gonna be in foul trouble.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna have to step aside here. Quick media timeout, 35-32, 4:52 remains here in the third. You're listening to UNLV Lady Rebel Basketball on Rebel Sports Net. Thanks for sticking with us here on Rebel Sports Net. You're listening to UNLV Lady Rebel Basketball. UNLV currently trails 35-32 with 4:52 remaining here in the third quarter. So far through this game, they've only shot 40% from the line, 205, and coming to the line here is Meadow Roland. On the season, this team has shot 83% from the line. That's going to be a huge focal point going down the stretch here as Roland goes to shoot 2 free throws here.
Yeah, absolutely. UNLV is out-rebounding Baylor right now. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Baylor is so much bigger than this UNLV team. So I think LaRock probably really harped that, hey, we got to be strong on the boards, because when you get those second chance opportunities, like the name says, it's a second chance for points, and that's how you win the game.
Roland's first trip to the line makes the first and second free throw. shooting very well from the line this season, 84.6%, and that will continue to go up. Scott breaking through the press by herself, loses it, missed. Rebound Brown. And Alexander brings the ball up. Elohim on the right side, pulls it, no, blocked there by Johnson. And Alexander on the right wing, rolling at the top of the key, guarded by Kirsten Johnson. Now handoff to Lott, pump fake. Brown at the top of the key, looking for the handoff. Elohim backdoor cut, 5 on the shot clock, rolling, 1-on-1 left side, driving, off the glass and in, and UNLV takes the first lead since the beginning of the second quarter.
That's a 9-0 run for the Rebels. Perfect way, not a great end to the half. Great start to this one, though.
It is now a 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes. UNLV leads 36-35, less than 4 minutes to go here in the third. Markayla Johnson for 3. No good, just off. Rebound Brown.
Yeah, we've seen a couple deep ones. That one was going to go in, but let's see what the Rebels can do here as the student section gets hype.
Lott to Roland at the top of the key, driving right side, guarded by Kirsten Johnson. Pump fake, left side blocked. The 8th block for the Baylors tonight. And Scott in transition here, looking to capitalize off of it. Guarded by Lott, step back, pushing off, no good. Fighting for the rebound and comes down with it is Alexander.
When you move the ball into the post, you're going to get blocked a lot. But if you had the lead, as I said before, who cares if you get blocked a lot? As long as you win the game, that's everyone's goal at the end of the day.
Alexander left side, screen by Roland, feeds it to her. Left baseline, fouled by Johnson on the swat attempt. And Roland's going to go to her second trip to the free throw line.
And I feel like the refs were calling a real no-call game there in the first couple minutes. Maybe that's because the players are more disciplined. But since a lot of fouls have been called, and I think the key for the Rebels to keep the lead here is to hit from the free-throw line, especially if you're going to be moving the ball in the post, and Baylor's going to attack you with these long arms.
Roland extends the lead now to 2. Score is currently 37-35 with 3:07 remaining. 8 lead changes. 3 times this ball game has been tied. And now with 4 free throws down, 2 there by Roland. She has 12 points, 8 rebounds, and UNLV leads 38-35. On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Leo, Lott, and Roland. And for Baylor, Scott, Johnson, Little Page Bugs, Abraham, and Johnson. Scott looking, guarded by 2, kicks it out. Johnson drives from the nail. Jumper is good.
That's a tough bucket to get. Try to get the open man. Nobody's there for UNLV, but we'll see what they can do.
After that shot, they almost forgot to get the inbound from Roland. Elohim, the entry pass. Now Roland to Lott in the corner. Splash!
Little too antsy there for the Bears and for the Rebels. Come back, get a corner 3, and this crowd is hyped.
Lott with 11 points on the night. Makes her first 3-pointer. 2-3 zone here from the defense. Down low, Johnson loses the ball. Recovered Roland. She's going to try to take it coast to coast. Skips it ahead. Elohim from the wing. Buries it. Splashes it for the 7-point lead. This crowd is going insane in the Pavilion. 44-37. The Lady Rebels 17-2 run in the last 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, 44-37, are you kidding me? Against the number 7 team in the nation, comes out of this half, goes on a 17-2 run. That's crazy for the Lady Rebels. This game has just got a whole lot more interesting.
UNLV has come alive here, 44-37, here on Rebel Sports Net. A 17-2 run in the last 5 minutes. UNLV has woken up and a upset is brewing here in the Pavilion, the entertainment capital of the world, and we have a great show in front of us here with.
Yeah, it's some of the best basketball being played in Las Vegas right now. And as we mentioned in the pregame, it's the guard setting the pace. Tika Coughlin, sophomore guard, you would have thought she was a senior, playing great defense. And the sharpshooter from Cleveland State comes down the post, strips it for an energetic crowd pop three to end off a 17-2 run. Baylor better hope that Little Paige Bugs can turn it around here, or number 7 might just be going down.
Partner, this is the loudest I've ever heard the Pavilion, and it's a great sight to see for Rebel Nation. They lead by 7, and they have outscored the Baylor Bears by 10 in the third quarter. Little Paige Bugs over to Dang, guarded by Leo, driving up the middle, off the glass and in, and the Bears finally respond fresh out the timeout.
Talk about a shot you don't see a lot, a little sky hook. Or I guess that's that international prowess speaking. It probably teach different fundamentals over there, but that was a nice shot.
Cuts the lead to 5. A minute 25 to go here in the third. On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Leo, Lott rolling. Lott drives, pulls up, 5-footer. It's good. Extends the lead back to 7.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs, so let's see if Baylor can go on one here as UNLV just had a huge run.
Little Paige Bugs driving left side off the glass and in. Gets her 7th point of the night.
That's something we haven't seen from the All-American right here, so we need to see more of that if Baylor's wanting to get back into this game.
Less than a minute to go. UNLV leads 46-41. Lott in the corner, pulls it. Yes! She splashes that one from the corner. And the score is now 49-41.
Talk about an energy 3-ball. That was just crazy for the Lady Rebels. They were hyped over there on the bench.
Abraham, left jumper, no good from the elbow. Rebound, Little Paige Bugs, second effort is good. And the lead is cut down to 6.
And nobody's back there for the Rebels again. They're too focused on playing defense, which is fair, but someone's got to take the ball up.
UNLV will hold it with the last shot. No shot clock here, 13 seconds on the game clock. Well, hot potato near midcourt, almost loses it. 5 on the shot clock. Leo guarded by Scott, trying to cook. 2, heaves it up, almost makes it, just off. Lindy LaRock asking for a foul. None is going to be given. And we go into the fourth quarter, 10 minutes to go. And an upset is brewing here in Las Vegas. UNLV leads 49-43 here on Rebel Sports Net. 30 minutes down, 10 to go to decide who wins this one. The number 7th nationally ranked Baylor Bears are on their back, down by 6 in the beginning of the 4th quarter. Here on Rebel Sportsnet, Wyatt, Touchet, and Whittaker, Lummus inside the Pavilion. The Lady Rebels lead by 6, 49 to 43, entering the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you hear this song? That is the song they play to get the fans hyping into the game. That means it's crunch time, and we need the fans to be the 6th man here on the court.
On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Rowland. And for Baylor, Scott, Littlepage, Bugs, Dang, Abraham, and Fauntleroy. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Alexander off the screen from Rowland, right side, pulls up, right elbow, buries it. It's an 8-point game.
Aaliyah Alexander, money from the right elbow. That's her spot. Want to see more of that in this late game.
Scott off the screen from Abraham, pulls the 3. No good. Off the back iron. Rebound, Alexander.
And when you're down this much, I just don't really like that shot. Sure, it's in the flow of the offense, but that's a long 3. She didn't pass.
Brown down low, spinning, unable to get it to go, and rebound by Fauntleroy.
Yeah, I just don't like that. Don't like that shot.
Scott now on the offensive side, guarded by Lott. Gives it to Abraham. Dang now on the right wing. Off the screen from Abraham, loses the ball, poked up by Brown, and she steals it.
Talk about the guards, setting the tone. I've said it again.
Brown driving, no good, rebound, Rowland, kicks it out. Elohim, one more pass, Alexander, pump fakes, drives right side, goes under, no good, rebound, Abraham.
I'll take that shot. You're off a second chance, and that one is just, I think Aaliyah Alexander needs to little lock in more defensively.
Now Baylor, Fauntleroy to Littlepage, Bugs. Hand off to Dang, off the screen from Bugs. Pull, 15-footer, good.
That's just a room team play. Gets the screen for Dang, passes it off to her, and she has a wide open shot. Great play by the Bears there.
2 minutes down, UNLV leads by 6 here in the 4th quarter. Now on the right elbow is Shelby Brown, looking down low to Lott. Kicks it out, Alexander left side, driving, guarded by Littlepage, Bugs. No good, smokes the layup, and rebound by Littlepage, Bugs.
Yeah, Littlepage Bugs coming alive. Let's see what she can do in this possession.
Loose ball on the ground, and a foul has been called on Jasmine Lott as she is holding on to her knee and down. Not the sight you want to see from somebody who has previously had that injury on her right leg.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see. Jasmine Lott, the redshirt senior from Frisco, Texas. We hope she's okay here. Meet her here in this close game.
She is still laying there, being checked out and examined by the athletic trainer for the Lady Rebels, Josh Bashoon. We're going to step aside here momentarily. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here inside the Pavilion. Scary sight here for Jasmine Lott. Fortunately, she was able to get up on her own, but she will be checked out by Josh Bashoon, the athletic trainer for the Lady Rebels. Scary sight there. She had a season-ending injury just 2 seasons ago on that right side that has a brace, got rolled up on, and you hope she's okay and will be able to return at least for the season, let alone this game.
Yeah, that's just something you never want to see. Basketball's supposed to be fun, not supposed to be filled with injuries. Rebel Nation and here at the Pavilion all hope she comes back into this game.
From the nail, Dang makes that one. It's now a 4-point game here in the fourth. 7:30 to go.
The injury sucks, but let's lock back in, Rebels. We need to finish this game, especially for Jasmine.
Rolling, dribble handoff, passes it, backdoor cut. Alexander smokes the layup. Rebound by Little Page Bugs. And Baylor's on the offensive side. Scott off the screen from Abraham, sizing up Colvin. Passes it to Little Page Bugs. Now to Fauntleroy, driving left side, blows by, misses the rebound by Brown, hits the deck, hits her hands, and it's out of bounds, and no penalty, no flag, excuse me, I'm so used to calling football.
Yeah.
No foul has been called, and it's Baylor ball.
You hear the boos there. Looks like a little bit of push. Refs decided to call it, let them play on. It is a close game here, so it's smart decision by the refs.
Entry pass to Abraham, backdoor Fauntleroy, misses that layup, and now rebound by Alexander. So as the wise man once says, ball don't lie.
Yeah, great defensive stand for the Lady Rebels. Let's hope LaRock and the Lady Rebels can finish this one out with 6:40 left to go.
6:40 to go here in the fourth. UNLV leads by 4, 51-47. Colvin drives left side and does not make it. Rebound by Abraham. Scott pushes it to Dang on the left corner. Tries to drive past Elohim and is denied. Little Page Bugs now to Fauntleroy. Looking, picks up her dribble, 15 on the shot clock. It's Scott guarded by Alexander. Drives right side, off the screen from Abraham. Three-pointer, buries it. It is a one-score game. 1-point game. UNLV leads 51-50 with 6 minutes to go.
If the Rebels don't score here, Baylor comes back and scores again. I think if you're LaRock, you got to get a timeout. Get your guys composed so you can call them out the plays.
Elohim now to Roland for three. No good. Rebound Colvin. Back out Alexander. Drives to Colvin from the left wing. No good. Rebound Little Page Bugs.
It's a game of runs, but that one is like a knife to the heart right there.
Would have loved to see that one. Scott tries to pull it. Passes it to Little Page Bugs. Now sets the screen for Dang. Driving. Abraham at the top of the key. Fauntleroy now driving on Alexander, and it's going to be a foul called on Alexander. That's her first personal of the game.
Yeah, there's two reasons you want that, because obviously it's, well, they're not going to go to the line here, but you were thinking of a timeout. Now it's kind of in that limbo position where, okay, the players have had a break, but you're not sure that without the head coach's guidance, they can recoup themselves. So if the Bears score, it's going to be a little bit of a hard to maybe call a timeout, but let's see if LaRock does that anyway.
2-3 zone from UNLV. Little Page Bugs at the nail, back out to Scott. 10 on the shot clock, pulls it. No good. Tipped out, Colvin gets it, pushes the pace. Alexander left wing, pulls it for three. Transition three, no good. Rebound, Little Page Bugs. Might have been forced there.
Mariah Elon was wide open on the right side.
Stolen there by Shelby Brown. In transition. Spinning right side off the glass. Rolls off, no good. Rebound, Abraham. Baylor's on a 7-0 run in the last 4 minutes.
0 for 9 for the Rebels. They really need to stop here and put some points on the board going the other way.
51-50, 4.5 to go. Scott, two screens here, off the left side now. Driving, inside hand and good. They regain the lead with 4:20 to go. Colvin kicks it out. Alexander in the corner, guarded by Little Page Bugs. Passes it to Roland, driving to Elohim, right side. 15 on the shot clock. Screen Roland, gives it to her, posting up Dang. Driving baseline and foul called on the ground by Dang. That's her first personal. And we're going to step aside for the media timeout. 4:03 remains. 51-52. UNLV trails by 1 here on Rebel Sports Net. Welcome back here inside the Pavilion. During the break, Jasmine Lott has checked into the game for the Lady Rebels. She came down hard on a loose ball, got rolled up on, and fortunately she is back and she is okay. Just the toughness that she exudes. Head coach Lindy LaRock spoke about her, saying Jasmine is a tenacious defender that can guard multiple positions on the court. She has also one of the smoothest pull-up jump shots I've seen in a long time. So it is great to see her back, especially if you are part of Rebel Nation. Here down the stretch, 52-51, UNLV trails by 1 in the final minutes in this ball game.
You know how crucial that is? It's super crucial. Not only for the fans here at the Pavilion that have been screaming their heads off all game, but when you're on a super good run and something happens to one of your players that's been putting their life on the line to get you to that point, it kind of just brings you down a little bit. So now, hopefully UNLV can regain some of that composure, and then we can have ourselves a ball game and maybe a number 7 upset.
The number 7th ranked Baylor Bears lead by 1. They've been on a 9-0 run in the last 4 minutes. Last time these two teams faced off, Baylor won at home 71-64. They out-rebounded UNLV 46-31 and outscored them 36-16. This game has been so different. Their star All-American, Dariana Littlepage Buggs, got into foul trouble early in the first quarter and only played 5 minutes in the whole half. Now this half, she has 9 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 11 rebounds. She's made an impact in the second half, being a huge contributor, making this such a close game here down the stretch.
Yeah, I said it I think 3 times now. Basketball is a game of runs, and the thing that determines who wins the game is who has the last run. Baylor has a run right now, 9-0 run. Can UNLV sustain a 4-minute run and maybe even after get the win?
And with that, Jasmine Lott comes back into this game. She leads the Lady Rebels with 16 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from deep, and 2 points from the free throw line. She has the ball here, driving right side, off the left leg, no good. Rebound, Shelby Brown puts it up, no good. Rebound by Fauntleroy, and it's Baylor ball.
Baylor needs to control the tempo up here. 4 minutes left. They're up by 1. Control the tempo, find smart shots.
Down by 1. A huge defensive stand here. Fauntleroy driving, over Rowland, just too strong. Rebound, Johnson misses that one. Rowland, loose ball, gets it, and clears it out to Shelby Brown.
That would have been a crucial one. Luckily, UNLV gets the rebound. And Aliyah Alexander, it's your time to shine.
On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Rowland. And for Baylor, Scott, Johnson, Littlepage, Buggs, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. Rowland down low, guarded by Kirsten. Left-hand hook, no good. Fighting for the rebound, she gets it back.
She's been doing that all game. Just puts a little too much mustard on that one. So let's see if the Rebels can reset and gain their composure.
10 on the shot clock. Alexander drives right side, pulls it back. Dead ball here, throws it away. Scott steals it. Transition layup by herself and in. Extends the lead to 3.
Those little mistakes, they don't seem that big in the moment, but that's huge. They have 2 more points on the board, and now the Rebels are down 3 instead of 1.
Scott has 21 on the night. In the previous 2 possessions, Rowland had the rebound, and that puts her for another double-double here tonight. She has 12 points, 11 rebounds. Brown driving, picks up her dribble, finds Lott, spinning, jumper from the right elbow, it's good! Cuts the game to 1, and head coach Lindy LaRock takes a timeout. 1 score, 1 point game with 2:13 to go. Don't go anywhere. More action here in the 4th quarter on Rebel Sports Net. A close game down the stretch here inside the Pavilion. You're listening to UNLV Lady Rebels basketball here on Rebel Sportsnet. Wyatt, Touchet, Whittaker, Lummus, 54-53. The number 7th ranked team in the nation, the Baylor Bears, lead by 1 with 2:05 to go here in the 4th. Scott over to Little Paige Bugs, driving left side, off the screen from Johnson, feeds it to her. She makes the bucket and extends the lead to 3.
The crowd wants it. You hear them normally during timeout breaks. They play songs, they pump in crowd noise. Not here. This crowd is electric.
On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Roland. Roland working down low against Little Paige Bugs. Spinning left side hook, foul on the shot. And that's Little Paige Bugs' 3rd foul on the night.
You know how crucial that is. 136. The potential to miss with Baylor having the ball with that little time. Crucial. Going to the line for 2. Needs these points. She just doesn't want them. She needs them.
Roland to her 3rd trip to the line, shooting her 5th and 6th free throws. Misses the 1st. A crucial one here down the stretch. They trail by 3, and they need every point here as much as they can to keep this a 1-score game. She makes the 2nd one. It is now a 2-point lead for Baylor. 1:35 to go here in the 4th. On the court for Baylor, Scott, Johnson, Little Paige Bugs, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. 2-3 zone here from UNLV. Less than a minute to go and 30 seconds. Shot down low, Kirsten Johnson misses, batted back out, ripped out of Little Paige Bugs' hands, a scuffle on the ground, jump ball in favor of Baylor, and it will stay here on the offensive side with 9 seconds on the shot clock.
1 stop, that's all it takes. You're only down by 2, you only need a 2. Let's see if, no, not let's see, we need UNLV to make a stop right here.
1:15 on the game clock, 9 on the shot clock. And the Baylor Bears have possession. Referees conferring down on the court. It is a jump ball. Possession arrow will change now to UNLV. Inbounding it for the Bears is Scott. Scott, entry pass to Markayla Johnson. She gives it back to Scott with 6 on the shot clock. She has to cook. Fauntleroy with the ticking time bomb. Foul bailed out by Shelby Brown. She's going to go line and shoot to a costly foul at that.
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, I know you want to stop. As I said, it only takes 1 stop. But guarding with their hands up in the air so the ref can't see that you're playing hands on, your hand checking. She needs to at least miss one of these for the Rebels to have a decent chance at pulling this one out.
Fauntleroy's first trip to the line tonight.
I can't hear you.
And on the season so far, she has been a perfect 4 for 4 in her career. She only shoots 65.5% from the line. And some big free throws here, up by 2 with a minute and 7 to go. The first free throw up and good. Fauntleroy has 4 points on the night.
You would want her to miss that first one, so if she misses this one, UNLV has to get the rebound.
Both teams with 3 timeouts. UNLV with 3 team fouls, Baylor with 2. 107 remains. Fauntleroy in the clutch makes both free throws. They lead by 4, 58-54. Quick pace here from UNLV. Elohim on the right wing, looking. Less than a minute to go here in the 4th. Roland, cooking, driving, right baseline, fade away, left hook, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Fauntleroy comes up with it.
They didn't need a 3, they just needed a 2. That's exactly what they were trying to do. Unfortunately, just can't hit. That makes them one of their last 15.
37 on the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. About 11-second difference here. Scott guarded by Lott, driving left side, down low, tip, stolen by Brown. Elohim hit, no foul called, and Lindy LaRock is losing it on the sideline.
Hey, I would be too. We were playing the number 7 team in the nation. We actually have a chance. We're down by 4. We just get that.
And they're going to call the foul on Little Paige Bucks. That's her 4th personal. And Lindy LaRock is calming down as she is being talked to by the referee. So with 26.2 seconds to go, UNLV has the ball, and they will inbound it in the backcourt. Lindy LaRock is screaming at the referee, I want a timeout. She's going to get it. We're going to stay here inside the pavilion. What's the thought in that huddle with Lindy LaRock and this UNLV Lady Rebel team?
You have 26 seconds. The shot clock is off. Ideally, you would want, obviously, an open shot. That's one of the best shots in basketball, is the open shot. Get whatever you can get. If it's a 3, if it's a 2, they're down by 4, so they're going to have to play the foul game, given that the shot clock is no longer on.
And if you're Baylor on defense, this is a situation where you do not want to foul and send them to the line with the clock stopped and potentially being able to put more points up on the board.
Yeah, I mean, UNLV started the half off on fire since one of their last 15, and the fact that if they're even in this game just speaks to how gritty this team is. This is not a bottom feeder of the conference. This is Baylor. We're talking about 3 national championships, and in those 3 national championships, 4 combined losses. So this is a high caliber program, and UNLV, even if they don't pull this one out, has shown so much tonight, and this fan base has really shown so much tonight on how much these support these Lady Rebels.
Now, regardless if the Lady Rebels make this basket here, unless it's a 4-point play, they're going to have to try to get a steal in the backcourt against Baylor. If not, they're going to have to foul and send them to the line.
Yeah, I mean, Baylor, I feel like, has been good from the free throw line all night. They're 5 for 6, and so I don't like the chances, but what else are we going to do? You have to stop the clock. We're going to see that full court press right here, and I would expect it to go to Scott as the point guard, but obviously I'm not that familiar with Baylor, so maybe it goes to Dang, the sharpshooter from China. So we'll see here with 26.2 to go with UNLV down by 4.
The timeout taken by Lindy LaRock, a long timeout at that. UNLV trails by 4. Baylor leads 58-54. This is a team that UNLV across the nation is being overlooked in this game. They're going against the number 7th ranked team in the nation, and it's coming down to the wire. They lead by 4. They were leading just a couple minutes ago, and it has just been a back and forth, jab for jab affair here down the stretch.
Yeah, Baylor, I believe, just called a challenge. They lose that one, lose a timeout, so I believe they only have 2 left.
And so with that, the ball will advance to the near side, right in front of the UNLV bench. So they're now in the front court. They're down by 4. 26.2 seconds remain in this ball game. The shot clock has been turned off. If you're drawing up the play, are you going to Jasmine Lott or are you going somewhere else?
I think I'm going to go to Jasmine Lott, if I'm going to be honest. The fact that it's in the front court and you could get a shot off so quick, rather than if it was in the back court, Baylor could play full court press, and even if you do get the 3 off, that wastes so much time. So the fact that this is in the front court is huge for the Rebels, especially with, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but 26.2 seconds, I feel like is a long time, especially in this era of basketball.
So now on the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Lott, Alexander, and Rowland. Alexander, the inbound to Brown, steps out of bounds, and a costly turnover at the end of that possession might have sealed the deal.
Yeah, you're just trying to get a 2. You have the one-on-one. There's no help in sight. And I like that shot in theory, but you just can't step out of bounds there. The mistakes for this UNLV team, obviously going 1 for 15, not the best. but that's what separates, the number 1 team to the number 25 team to the number 265th team. So there's too many mistakes down late for this UNLV Lady Rebels team.
Baylor has turned the ball over 15 times and UNLV 14, but that one might have made the difference. As we quickly go to take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Lady Rebels. They go on the road for a 2-game stretch on the 18th to Montana State, and then the 22nd at Arizona State. Former Lady Rebel McKenna Brackens is on that squad, so a little family reunion there, and then they come back for the UNLV Thanksgiving tournament. First game on the 26th against Creighton and the 28th against Northern Iowa. Inbound pass here to Scott, fouled immediately by Elohim and Alexander. So Scott's going to go to the line and shoot 2. She leads the game with 21 points.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised 3 seconds ticked off there from 26 to 23. That's what you want. Not in the bonus yet, so they still have to play that foul game and just hope they miss from the free throw line.
On the court for Baylor, Scott, Van Geijenbeck, Dang, Johnson, and Fauntleroy. Inbounds it in to Scott and fouled again by Elohim. That's her second personal now. So Scott will go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, the reason I was so surprised that 3 seconds strained off the clock, because right there, you just saw 0.9 seconds strained off the clock, and we already fouled. So having 3 seconds, not the biggest deal in the world, but every second counts when you're trying to get back into the game.
So Baylor currently leads by 4 with 22.5 seconds. Scott with her second trip to the line. Makes the first. It is now a 5-point game.
That not seals the deal, but now the Rebels can't get it back in just one possession.
Scott, her fourth free throw, bounces around, but it bounces in. Another timeout by Lindy LaRock. Their second to last. They have 1 remaining here.
Yeah, I feel like this has been Baylor's MO the whole game. They let teams hang around. Their first game, November 3rd against Duke in Paris. Duke was the number 7 team in the nation, and Baylor was 16. They won that one 58-52, and you might be thinking, hey, that's Duke, one of the premier programs in the league. Their next game was their home opener against Lindenwood, and they won that only by 13, 76-63. So they have a tendency of letting teams stick around, and I think that's going to be their kryptonite when they face a super high caliber program like a Duke again that has their number.
On the court for UNLV, Elohim, Brown, Law, Alexander, and Roland. Elohim with the inbound to Alexander. Looking for Elohim in the corner, pump fakes. Roland for 3, blocked by Abraham, and is fouled immediately by Alexander. And the writing on the wall has become more apparent as Baylor survives on the road with 15.8 seconds to go, awaiting their victory here in Las Vegas.
I mentioned, I think, about the 4-minute mark, that this team, that it's a game of runs, and Baylor just coming off one. Unfortunately, I didn't think it was going to be an 8-minute run, if I'm going to be honest. UNLV can't convert, and they're going to go down here, although this team has shown so much pride. This fan base has shown so much pride, and although they're going to get it out with a loss, I know this fan base is still proud.
Abraham makes both free throws, scores 62-54, less than 10 seconds. UNLV trying to get a last-second shot up. Roland pump fakes, drives, right side 5-foot jumper, no good. Rebound Alexander, last-ditch effort, blocked by Little Page Bugs, and that will do it. The number 7th ranked team in the country, the Baylor Bears, survive here in Las Vegas, 62-54. And the hot hand of the night, Talia Scott, the redshirt sophomore, 8 of 18, 3 of 9 from deep, and 4 free throws to seal this one, to lead the game with 23 points on the board. She had an excellent display shooting, but showed why the Baylor Bears have stayed resilient in the championship pedigree that this program holds under head coach Nikki Collin.
Yeah, UNLV, as we mentioned, Baylor stayed composed throughout the whole game. They didn't care if they were down 15 or just 1. They were diving on the floor for balls, and when you finish the game 1 for 18, it's really going to be hard to win that game. And 19-3 run over 8:15. That's just a really good game from the Baylor Bears.
19-3 run in the final 8 minutes of the game. The Baylor Bears woke up and did not go back to sleep to hibernate. They go 3-0 to start the season and hand UNLV their first loss to be 2-1. 62-54 here on Rebel Sports Net. Special thank you to our program director, Kevin Martin, and all of you tuning in from Rebel Sports Net. All of us here, Wyatt, Touchet, Whittaker, Lummus. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one. See you later, folks.